children of tomorrow. Do it for the children and give them the guidance to light their way. Give them the guidance to light their way. Let's do it for the children of tomorrow. And take away all the hurt and the sorrow. Take it all away. Let's do it for the children. Do it for the children. And give them the guidance to follow.
Hello, everyone, and welcome as Angified presents Supreme and the New Experience. Hello, everyone. How are you? Supreme, it is so awesome to meet you. My goodness. Oh, I'm in the presence of awesomeness tonight.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's humbling. But thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot.
Absolutely. Now, I just have to ask because, I have been reading so much information about you, and I just got to know, where did you come from? It's amazing because, you're throwing out hip hop, and it's more like older school hip hop, and I've got to know, what influences, where did your grandparents come from that you got such beautiful music instilled and embedded into you?
I think I'm the only musician in my far as artists that wanted to be somebody as an artist. I think I'm the only one that, and still am the only one. I mean, we had people that wanted to be actors and maybe a dancer here and there, but I think I'm the only recorded. I can't say my grandfather was Bubba Jones from the Virginia country band, but my family come from Virginia.
Okay.
My father's side is from South Carolina. My mother's side is from Virginia, so Newport News area, and my father's from Charleston. So I grew up in West. I was born in West Philadelphia, so it's almost like Fresh Prince. West Philadelphia, born, but I wasn't raised. I was raised in Southwest Philadelphia. So Southwest Philadelphia is where I come from. And as a kid, I listened to, I always wanted to do something in entertainment because, we all looked up to Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. So I seen Michael Jackson as a kid, and I seen him grow up as I grew up. He was a little older than me, but I'm watching this Michael Jackson kid from ABC to, what he become, and I'm so I'm I want to do something like that, but I couldn't sing, and I was I can't. I have never learned to play an instrument. The closest to an instrument that I think I remember playing was a bunch of pots. I set them up like drum sets because I love to hear drums.
That's what I started with too.
I love. Yeah, I set up the sewing kit, sewing can that had the nice snare sound. And the big, I guess the flower things that you can do with the toms, and then you take the lids from the flat and make cymbals. And I play these things, and I wish somebody had the wherewithal to send me to some drumming lessons or buy me a drum set, but that never happened. And but as far as I know, I love banging on the pots. I love hearing the drum, and this is before rap,
making beats.
I just love the beat. The beat drove me. Certain songs on the radio. I just remember listening to we had a station which is still here, WDAS, and I'm just listening to Ring My Bell. I remember literally ring my bell, and I was yo, I love this song. And somebody and my stepfather would bring me records, and not just any records. He would bring me the Star Wars soundtrack. And I just love this. Something about that when they was at the bar, the track that the track when they was in the bar when they first met, that just turned me crazy. Like, yeah, I love this. And he bought me the soundtrack. And then he bought me an Al Jarreau record, like the old Al Jarreau record. He's buying a kid that's maybe 7 or 8, 9 years old, an Al Jarreau record. And it's like, but I love the way he used to scat. Like, and it just got me. And then later on, the next record I think I remember they bought me was because I used to love Super Freak by Rick James. So they bought me I don't know why you would buy a 10-year-old
Rick James.
a Rick James record. But I got the whole album. I had no idea what he was singing about, but I just loved that Super Freak. Super Freak was my thing.
But if you think about it now, the music that's out today is a lot worse than what we heard when we were kids.
Rick was PG compared to what this song is now. But back then it was like, and these are the records that these are 3
Marvin
records.
Gaye.
Like these 3 records I remember clearly. Now my mother listened to Motown. All she loved was Motown and Aretha Franklin. And my aunt, she would go into the rock, like Chicago, and I would see these because
did they sing with you?
No, what happened was I didn't even know what these people listened to until I see we had an 8-track player. So I remember looking at the Chicago cover because I just liked the way that logo. The Chicago logo was just amazing to me. So I would listen to it, but it didn't sound like the records that I hear on WDAS, which is a predominantly like black station. So I'm like, who are these guys? But this is my aunt's records. These are the 8 tracks from my aunt. And I'm listening to them. I'm like, okay, this is different. I don't hear this on my block every day, but they're here for some reason. But my aunt said she loves Chicago. She like Doobie Brothers. I was like, where you come from? Where'd you come from? But Saturday morning you had to do your cleaning. And my grandmother, she was James Brown. Everything James Brown. James Brown, and Elvis. James Brown and Elvis. And I was like, yo, these guys are amazing. Of course, my Elvis and James Brown was Michael Jackson. But I couldn't sing. I think I could dance a little bit, but I wasn't like no amazing dancer. I didn't have a drum set. My pots could only go but so far. And not until 79 when I heard hip hop, the hippie to the hippie, the hip hip, the house, I was like, hey, I can do that.
And that sets you out.
This thing is, I can do that. And that set me off from then to now as a MC.
Oh, that is awesome. It's amazing. Like when one artist or one song just touches you and you're like, that's it. Click.
Yeah. And then of course, I was like, I told everybody I was a rapper. So when I moved from different states, I moved from Virginia. We went back home to Virginia to stay for a little while. I moved to Jersey for a little bit. So everybody said, well, what do you do? What do you do? And I said, and the sport that I played I did wrestling.
Okay.
I was a wrestler. I guess only because I sucked at basketball. And they was like, hey, because they did in Jersey, it's a predominantly white school, and they see a nice sized black guy walk through. They're like, hey, we got him for basketball. And then they see how bad I am. They would send me to the wrestling coach. So and I ended up learning, and I learned to love the sport of wrestling, but I still would like this hip hop thing. You know what I mean? Like I was into this. I tell you, whatever these guys can do on the radio that we're listening to, as far as what rap was back then, the 79, the 80, Curtis Blow at the time was These Are the Breaks. West Side Mob, let's jam. We got the groove, but let's jam. Come on, let's get down. I was like, I could do that. These are Grandmaster Flash. I was like, I can do that. So I would tell everybody, I'm a rapper. And they, I guess they believe me. You know what I mean? I'm not that they believe me, but I told them that's what I was. And I would make up my little raps on the spot. But I didn't really know anything about the hip hop culture. Like I didn't know what we were doing was a culture. I thought it was everybody told me it was a fad. Like all that hippity bop bop stuff, that's a fad.
Yeah.
That's not real music. That's not real music. Blah 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 blah. That's not real music.
That's a fad that has never ended.
And became the number one genre. Became the number one genre of the world. I mean, it was always second. It was always second or third behind country and rock. Now it's the number one genre in all of music around the world. Yes. And you got to say that I mean, that's why you can't really go by some people's dreams, because if I really listened to my mother, who thought that this was just a bunch of talking, I probably would. But she never told me don't do it. But she was like, I hope you don't think you're gonna make a living out of this talking thing over the rap, because this is not singing, or this is not, this is not Temptation.
Music.
This is not Diana Ross. It's not music. I don't know what these guys are doing. But the movies that came out really molded me, like the Beat Street, Breaking, Wild Style, and we would see those. And my mother took me to see those movies. I mean, even though she was discouraging about how the future of rap, she never stopped me from, like, she took me to the triple feature to see all three of the movies, and damn near gave herself the biggest headache that she had in her life, because she was like, this is 3 hip-hop movies at the same time was just a lot for one woman to take from the, you know what I mean? So I appreciate that. But that's what really made me say, yo, this is what, now I see what I'm doing as this thing that I say I'm a rapper. But, I wanted to do it all. I wanted to graffiti. I wanted to break dance. I wanted anything that had anything to do with hip-hop, I wanted to do it. And so I really still didn't hone in on the part of the MCing part until we saw, like, Crush Groove. And then me and my DJ, who is still my DJ, he was like, yo, I'm buying equipment because I'm going to be a DJ. And I'm like, well, I'm going to hold the mic because I'm going to be the guy to do the talking. and LL inspired that. Now we are here 35 years later, still doing what we said we were doing at 14. You know what I'm saying? So it's like amazing.
Hearing your influences there, that explains why you have such a good old school sound. Your foundation comes from the beginning of the hip hop funk, and it's strong in your sound.
And funny thing,
you're resurrecting it. You're not.
Yeah, and my a lot of people that started with me or that we were kids together. They stopped. Like years ago, like they say you still doing it, or they'll say, "Man, you inspiring me, man. I wish I kept on going, and because you doing it, like you really doing it, you really touring, you really playing these gigs, you really got a band." But and I wish I kept going. Realistically, if you didn't get a record deal or the $1 million, what would you do? If you really or raise a family. Like I see my friends that are married, have homes and children. Like, man, I got my stuff with kids I got children late. But to see them at 25, graduating college, sometimes I may have a slight, like, damn, I should have just quit with them. And hey, I've been a musician, an artist since day one. Since I told those people in early 80s that I am an MC and I'm a rapper. And I still am an MC and a rapper who has at this point accumulated enough things that I got a great reputation in the industry. I got a home. I got 2 beautiful daughters, one in college, another one in high school. So I did get my life. I just got it later, where these guys got it early because I was too busy. Like, I'm not having anything to mess up my focus and music. And this is before I got serious about it. Like, this is when we were just doing it for fun. And hopefully we can make something big out of it, or, having no clue that somebody you can own your own record label, or you can be your own band leader. You can, all that stuff ain't come to me until later on in life, but it's crazy. But yeah, that's where I come from. You know what I mean? I come from the beginning of hip hop. So yes, a lot of my influences are Big Daddy Kane and Coogee rapping. Like, these are the people, LL. I mean, even Will Smith, because we had a lot of Philadelphia stars at the time. We had MC Breeze, Schoolie D, Perry P. Like, we had artists that I looked up to that I'd say, hey, these guys live in West Philly. This guy lives in North Philly. This guy lives in Tough Crew, and different things like that that influenced us as we had our own superstars. Like, we don't, everything is so blended now, but we had region, like you had your stars in Detroit that only Detroit people would know. And we had our stars in Philadelphia that pretty much they were our guys. You know what I'm saying? So they inspired me. They were a little bit older than me, but I was like, one day I want to be like them. I want to play the clubs that they play. I'm not 21 yet. I'm 16. They're 21. But when I get 21, I'm going to play the Wynn Ball.
I'm going to be there.
You know what I mean? I'm going to be there.
You know what was cool?
Pretty much done.
You know what was cool with a lot of those Philly artists, you know, rappers and MCs that come out with positive images, back then, that was a thing. Now you have these rappers who have, like, you know, they're trying to have a negative image and think that's the cool thing, and that's where the old school did it right. You come off positive.
Right. See, we didn't have anything to... We didn't have a precedent. Like, I know I read the Will Smith book, and you know, like I said, I mirrored his career. Like, we were in the same era almost, like, as far as him coming up, but he exploded. But he stopped cussing because his grandmother said, you know, you don't have to use those type words to be intelligent. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, everybody's first rap was F-it, suck that. But I mean, I was a cussing fool in the beginning, but the guy said, when you get ready to take this to radio, who's going to play this record? Who's going to play this?
Yeah, which was a real thing back then.
These cuss words on it.
Yes.
Yeah, you barely gonna get a rap on. We had no rap work day, no rap this, no rap that, no rap this. So you really gonna take a record with full of profanity and violence to a radio station that really don't want you up there anyway? So I learned then, I was like, well, everything we do now, we're gonna be clean. And I was like, we're gonna clean it up. And then as life goes on, I'm like, I just wanted to be clean because I want my world that's I'm a part of or that I'm contributing to, that my deposits into it has been very clean and friendly and uplifting. You know what I'm saying? So it just became a way of life. First it was a strategy. Like, we're going to get on the radio. We're going to be on the radio, but we can't cuss. So don't cuss. We're going to be on stages with kids. So we playing festivals with family. So why would you get up there? But now the family is cussing with the kids. They look at you. They looking at you funny if you don't have curse words in your rap. So it's like, what's wrong with you? I'll be like, there's nothing wrong with me. I said, my people, my generation, we didn't cuss. So I make records for people that grew up how I grew up. That just say, okay, you know, I mean, we all not perfect. We all have lives and we all may curse in the life that we've been in. But why would I want? It just was embarrassing. Like, why would anybody that had a neighbor that came out the house and cussed the whole block out, you were embarrassed of that person. So in hip hop, if you got the record that got all the cussing in it in that day, until, you know, of course, NWA and different things and gangster rap came out.
They kind of
set the new precedence, but it was fine with me. I was like, and I enjoyed all of them records, but I didn't never want to say, okay, my next step is I'm going to become NWA. I'm like, I'm going to stay in my lane because I still like getting airplay. I still like doing festivals where kids are there and people are high. And then when we went on the school tour for the nonviolent school tour, I was out with a lot of artists that couldn't go on the tour that had the bigger names because they had cursing. And the mayor was like, soon as I hear a curse word, I'm cutting the music off. So then they was like, well, you're the headliner now because you're the only one who don't have any curse words. So I'm on the tour headlining with some great artists. Yeah, and I'm doing 30 cities, 30 high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, recreation, the Dell East, which is I guess the equivalent of what the PPL is up in Allentown. Like, I'm doing stadiums because I don't cuss or didn't curse, and it didn't have a desire to curse. You know what I mean? I really, and then as I got as far as with an edgier group, we've let one slip here and there, but for the most part, you know that you can call Supreme because it's 95% of his music is clean. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, a little strategic curse here and there goes a long way for impact or emphasis, but you know your image. You're aware of your image. If you're singing to kids, I mean, you have a lot more influence on kids doing it positively than negatively. You can easily influence kids either way, but.
And kids need that nowadays.
And I hated the fact that then when we were clean, we would get pushed in the back because now the gangster rap and the gangsterism and the thug life and the Tupacs and that came to the forefront. So all the clean rappers we corny or we pushed down the bottom of the totem pole. We're not getting called for the big gigs. We can do church functions and parks and all that, but if you want to do real stadiums, you gotta have foul mouth, you gotta cuss. But then when somebody gets shot up or beat up, then they want to have let's increase the peace. Let's all get together and sing Kumbaya, because things have to change. I'm like, damn, things didn't have to change. You changed it by injecting the world. And then, like I said, a lot of these kids don't want to cuss. A lot of kids don't come into hip hop. They want to express themselves. They might want to say, hey, I want to rap today. I want to rap about a tree or a car. But they's like, but I can't rap about a tree or a car because the big record deal is going to crazy Uzi Man, shoot him up Kelly, and cuss him out Jerry. So I got to get on their level to be the cussing out, shoot him up, kill him out, so I can get my record deal. And those are the ones that are getting the deals. But now the ones that you're giving these deals to are getting killed. They're getting locked up. So now your influences that you are injecting to the world as the new idols are all going to jail. They're all dying. They'll be lucky to see 50. You know what I'm saying? If they can get out of the 20s, it'll be a miracle. With these, and the indictments is going, like, these people are learning about the legal system by looking at rappers. Like, if you want to know how to not go to jail or how to go to jail, follow a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But so eventually, they're going to have to turn back to the clean cut rappers eventually. They're going to have to come back to, hey, man, our kids are going crazy. Preem, can you come up here with that new experience and spread that love that you spread? Because we tired of this killing, and we tired of all this hurting, and we wanted some positive raps. And plus, the people,
in the end, a lot of the listeners are really listening for that good music, and you have an advantage there, having a good band and a solid sound.
There you go.
That's always what they go to first. You know, the message kind of becomes secondary.
The grown people in that I could say is my fan base, of course, are. We want the good music. We even with the cussing in the Fifth Flan Farm, we still wanted good music. You know what I mean? We didn't want the same track over and over, which is now they just recycling the same beat over and over and over and over again. But I want to be able to be someone that you can sample 10 years from now from my track, as we used to sample from James Brown and Parliament and Funkadelic. Like, I want kids to sample from me.
Yeah, your tunes sound very human. You know, for rap and hip hop, you have a very human sound to your sound.
Yes.
And I love the live sound. That's what I missed about the band is that I love the live sound. Like I love the great message. And I mean, what's going on? You just said it with Marvin Gaye. You can't top that. You can't top that. What's going on record?
Yeah.
Without that beautiful music. That music is timeless and it's going to be forever. And that's what I want my stuff to be. And anybody that think that I'm an alien because of that, that's crazy.
Well, hey, if you're an alien, I'm an alien.
I mean, but you see, like this, and they're trying to say, like, well, you're doing something so different. Like, what am I doing different? I mean, I'm actually trying to give good music with a great message to a great bunch of people. And I think the world is a positive, great place. It's just that we focus so much on the negative, we make it bigger than what it should be. Like, we should be like, oh, that's negative. Let's not even pay attention to that. But when we pay attention to it, we make it bigger than life. It's something positive that we should make bigger than life. We make that really small. So I want to say with music, like you said, music heals the world. Music brings people together. With my music, I want everybody to say, this is the big thing right here, this guy. Because I've been around. I'm an anomaly. Yeah. You're not supposed to be in music. You're not supposed to be in music or hip-hop this long and still be relevant. Like, you can be a hip-hop artist and be an old school artist where they'll be like, oh, well, we'll put you on the Remember the 90s tour. Like, no, you can put me on the right now is what's happening tour. You know what I mean? And I can do the Remember the 90s, and I can do that too, but I'm relevant to these kids now. It's not a lot of us that can do that, but I'm one of the few that can still be relevant today, as well as remember when he used to do this song, because there's a song that I've gotten every year. There's a song that stays and it stays and it stays, and people will say, "Remember that song you did?" Like Queen of the Bible is one of those songs. Gimme is one of the songs. Rise and Grind is the new thing that's gonna be, and Funktastic is gonna be the next one staple song that if you don't play these songs, you're gonna have trouble at a show.
All right, you gotta do
Uh-oh, you froze up. What'd you say?
Oh, she froze. I think what she's going to ask you to do is to do the heart.
No, I want you to show off your Funkadelic shirt. That green letter in there. Funkadelic. That is awesome. See, we're connected by the power of green.
It grow, and this is the famous maggot head, maggot brain,
beautiful.
maggot brain cover, and the Funkadelic, and it glows in the dark. The green glows in the dark.
Oh, how
dark.
cool!
All you see is the Funkadelic walking through a dark club.
We're gonna have to talk about that shirt later because I think I'm gonna need one of them Funkadelic shirts.
Oh my God! Yes. I love George Clinton. He's like, I call him my grandfather. I'll be like, that's my grandfather. That's my father. Like, I love George Clinton. I love James Brown and Bootsy Collins. Everything that and actually that love didn't come from early either. I didn't know these people. I mean, when I discover hip hop, if it wasn't rap, I didn't care nothing about it. So my uncle, he's the one that's the funk head that was like, yo, I want you to learn how to rap on these old time funk beats, just in case, you need somebody say rap to this. I want you to be able to rap to this. So all he made me listen to James Brown, Funkadelic, every 70s funk artist, the Brothers Johnson. And eventually I was like, man, I kind of like this stuff.
He did you a service for this career. That was a service for this career.
Yes, he did. And now I am, and this was before the band. So I'm like, okay, he's telling, because he was like, my thing was, I love hip hop. I love Public Enemy. I love NWA. I love Big Daddy Kane and LL. And I love their music. But their music, a lot of their music was sampled from something from the 60s and 70s. Yeah. I didn't put two and two together until my other guy would take me to he had to do oldies parties. And I was like, I don't want to go to no oldies party. That's for my mom. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, trust me, you're going to love it. He's like, every record you hear, you're going to have heard it before. And I was like, yeah, right. He's going to hear it. I didn't know sampling was that crazy. I'm thinking that hip hop has really just created these dope beats. So I'm listening to James Brown. I'm like, oh my God, Funky Drummer. That's Chuck D. Oh my God, Trent. That's Salt-N-Pepa's song. Oh my God, this song. And I'm like, oh, every song we made, we stole from somebody else.
So well, I see it as an homage. Like the way that hip hop evolved with the samplers in the 90s, they paid homage to a lot of that early funk and the analog hip hop that you were mentioning before. That 70s and 80s analog hip hop turned into that sampled funk sound later.
You wanted them dirty drums, and the dirty drums could only come from a James Brown sample or Funkadelic sample.
Drum.
And the funny thing about it, that's a drum, and they don't use in the drum machine is basically to put a note like a heavier because they were thin. So the new drum machine, the MPCs or the 909, that was for that bass, the 808, boom. They want that boom.
That's the big one, the 808.
They didn't have those booms in them clean, dirty records from Stax Records or Motown. They had that clean, polished sound. So we had to put some dirt on top of that. But either way, it was just amazing to me that and a lot of old artists they were really upset that these rap guys are stealing their song. Like, that's not creative, taking my song and putting some rap over top of it until somebody was like, you know how much money these guys are going to have to pay you for royalty? And then it was like, we get,
okay.
Sample all you want, young man.
All you want.
I got some records that you ain't even heard of. Take me. So and then it became 1 and 1, and then your old hit that was a hit and Dead and Buried, these guys started touring again because they like Run DMC did for Aerosmith. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they resurrected Aerosmith by sampling, or they actually just recreated the original Walk This Way. And running them hated it. They were like, man, yeah, this is the dumbest song in the world. That's their biggest.
Yeah, they thought it was gimmicky at the time.
Yeah, it's like we're pushing the envelope now.
But when they went out on tour, they played it. Because I know, I seen them in Philly. They play it.
Stadium.
Yes.
Like, to this day, if you don't play Walk This Way, like that was one of my favorite records, man. I didn't know who Aerosmith was until Run DMC. But then, you know, as I start getting my taste in music, gets better and better, I learned about Sublime and Red Hot Chili Pepper, and these is live musicians. So I'm like, wow, this is another. I just was so closed-minded I'm a hip hop head. I don't want a band. I don't want no drums on stage with me. Even though I like when somebody would play drums and I would freestyle over it because it was just fun to me. But for my music, it had to be hip hop. It had to be the drum machine. And you can do the little sampling here and there if you want to sample. I was never opposed to that. Especially after I found out all my favorite rappers that I love sample classic records. I'm like, I'm just missing out on all of this. So my music taste really just didn't blossom until like my late 20s. I'm like, man, I'm a funkhead now. Like, yo, I love
So that's where you had soul, you had Motown, you had some rock.
I'm like, I just love music at this point. I mean, I love a good country song. I mean, I didn't know I didn't know Ray Charles loved country music. I didn't know some of the songs he sang were country and western. I'm like, man, this guy's amazing. I'm like, these country songs are awesome. Ray Charles is a genius.
He is.
My mind just opened up to music. Music became, like, I guess if I did think as a hip hop or a rapper, or I'm just a rapper, like, I feel like I'm an entertainer now. I'm like a band leader. Like I'm in something, I could do this till I'm 80, 90 years old, just like George Clinton, who just turned 80, and he's my hero. So, and James Brown died on Christmas with a gig booked on New Year's. Like, if I gotta go out, I want to go out doing music or at least being a musician, a current working musician. And I want to get on that stage so they can't get me on stage no more. And I see like a lot of when I go to the oldies shows, because I love the sound. These guys still sound amazing, but they rolling on stage with wheelchairs and oxygen masks, but they still singing.
They're still going. And you know what I think it is, Supreme? You were talking a little earlier about how, like, you'd see friends and you're still doing this 35 years later. It's because the amount of love that you have gotten and you've received has paid more than any amount of money could ever pay. That feeling to go ahead and to change worlds or inspire somebody else, or, you know, just being there, you know, at a certain time or situation for someone else. So even if you didn't know it existed at that point, you know, while you were singing, you know, somebody in your audience that's listening, you know, that you've touched, and you know, that's what's kept you going, and that's what keeps those other artists and beautiful performers and entertainers out there on the stage. Ozzy going on 75. You know,
Ozzy's going for
I love Ozzy. And I didn't know nothing about Ozzy until, you know, to me, you know, back in the day, you know, nothing racist about nothing. It was just like, yo, that music is devil worship music, and we stayed away from it. It was like, man, I'm not listening to rock and roll crap. You know, I mean, you mess around and start playing back. You play it backwards and say your name. You know what I'm saying? So. I mean, but this how closed-minded we were, man. But my aunt figured it out. My aunt figured it out in the 70s, and she's listening. Wasn't popular for a little young black girl to be listening to Chicago, but she loved them, and I still was saying, like, what's wrong with her? I'm saying, what's wrong with her? But now people saying, what's wrong with me? Because my whole world is full with. I play with every type of. I play more with white artists and rock artists and punk artists. Then I played over the years with all hip hop artists, because it's boring just playing with all hip hop artists.
That's got to help with your sound. I mean,
oh my God, my sound.
As you've noticed, the more that you listen to different styles, your writing evolves.
I'm opening. My mind is opening, and a lot of the stuff you said, I used to take for granted, man. I was like, this is just what I'm good at. I mean, I didn't even rule. Now you realize, like, you really changing the sound of music, because your music is so unlike anybody. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then it's all me. And I like the fact that I made a promise to myself from the beginning. I was like, I will stop. Because everybody, well, when are you going to quit? You know, you didn't finish college. You're not working regularly. Like, when is this going to be enough for you? And I was like, the day the people start booing me, like if they don't want what I got to offer, in my newest record, which is just came out 2 weeks ago, if it comes out to, oh, that's it, he's done now, I'll back up. I'll back up and back out. But I might even I'll back up to say, let's think about something else here. Let's really
you might change the direction of your sound, but you're not going to stop making sound.
But I was like, as long as the people say what I did was hot, and the majority, because everybody's gonna like what you like. Everybody's not gonna like what you do. But if the majority of people say I'm doing good, 10 people, if 8 people out of 10 say this is the bomb, I'm going, and I'm going full speed ahead. And at this point, nothing has ever happened to make me say, "Oh man, I'm losing it this year. I lost my step." So I feel at 52 years old, I am better than I ever been at 25, 30, 35. And usually, when
then you're on the right
age
track.
thing comes into play, because it's like this is a young man's game.
Yeah,
they hiring and they signing younger artists. They want them at 18, 19. The women, you can't be a heavy set girl or older, or you can't have no grays in your hair, because they sign all these little teeny boppers. And I guess it's always been like that. The teeny boppers make the music go round. But at the same time, the legends got the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding, and to know that I am more valuable at this age than I've ever been as a young man, because I know so much and I can go in so many directions. I've seen so many things. A kid is like, that's why they send 18-year-olds to war, because they just know how to take orders, and they're expendable. And there's more of them. When we lose these guys, unfortunately, there's another crop that's going to come right behind them. And that's how they think about us in the music business. But every army need a general, captains and corporals, and these guys started out as privates, which I did. I started out as a buck private in music. And now I feel like I'm damn, if I ain't a general now, I'm damn near general. And I'm gonna be, and generals don't retire. They become either presidents or generals is a general. You're a general for life. And that's where I feel like I'm an elder statesman. I'm a general, but my promise has never been broken. The day that the people boo me and say, "Yo, Preem, you gotta stop," I'll stop. But if they keep saying, "Where's your next record coming?" It's coming, because I got it. And I would never stay in the same vein, because like you said, with a band, I can go funk, I can go country, I can do whatever I want to do. Now that the band is back together the way it should be, and we got the dope producer David Ivory and Chuck Treese and Richard Waller and the people that has been working with me over the years. Now we can come together with this new sound, and we're gonna come with something even new that we probably don't even know what we're gonna come up with yet. And it's gonna be, because all my music, a lot of it is new. It's like, this is not what they're doing now. And I'm like maybe a year or two ahead of my time. And then I gotta wait for the people to catch up. And then when they catch up, like, yo, that one that you did, whatever. I don't care when it's about. Just as long as it comes out, as long as one of my babies, what I call my songs, my kids, as long as everything I write or put out, at least put out on records or make an album, at least let it do something. Let it touch. If it touched 10 people, I'm happy. I'm great.
Well, I have to ask you now some about your music, because I know you've definitely, been tipping on that a little bit, and how you've grown. So tell me a little bit about Funktastic. Funkadelic, right?
All right, Funktastic. To me,
it's Funktastic.
Definitely. No, you're right, 100%, 100% right. But it's something that I always like. My slogan has always been funk that, especially when I got into my brand of funk of Supreme and the New Experience. As soon as I started Supreme and the New Experience, I came up with the slogan and hashtag funk that. That's like when I say goodbye, it's funk that, funk that, funk that, funk that. And some people want to think, oh, you cussing. I'm like, I'm not cussing, it's funk that. So now instead of cursing, everybody say funk that instead of the bad word. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just like the feeling of.
Are you wearing that hat?
And no, this is celebrity boxing.
Oh.
This is shout out to my man Daniel Stuffman. This is my celebrity boxing hat. But
he's got the hat in the video.
I do have a hat, and it's in a lot of the songs. It's the funk that hat, and I didn't wear it today. I needed the green to go with the green. I was coordinating today. I was trying to coordinate today, but so I just wanted to have a song where I felt funky, and I'm not gonna take the credit for a lot of these songs because the music sometimes takes me to where the song needs to be written. Like Dave Ivory and Chuck Treese had these analog tracks. They in the cabin at Dave's studio. He still had the analog that he used to do the roots with. That he used to do Sigma Sound, and he still has those analog reel-to-reels and keyboards. And so we were going for. I wanted to go for like a stack sound. Like he wanted to go for an Isaac Hayes, like walk on by. And usually, a lot of my stuff is up tempo or fast, and he wanted something real slow, grown up. We was gonna take the sneakers off and put a suits on. So we thinking real Stacks, Memphis. And I felt real Stacks in Memphis and Isaac Hayes and Curtis Mayfield. I wanted something sexy. I wanted something grown because, a lot of my stuff is fun and goofy or, you know what I mean? I was like, we're going grown on this one. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we went for. And that's what Funktastic turned out to be. In the video basically speak for itself. It was like, wow. You know what I mean?
Well, we're going to watch that right now. What do you think?
Let's check it out. 2 weeks ago, hot off the press. Still got time for y'all to make it a #1 hit. Let's do it.
Yes, we're listening to Supreem and the new experience. Yes, we are. Make sure to go ahead and check out Funktastic on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, Amazon, and more. YouTube, obviously, it's there as well. Run it up, peoples. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Put a shot in your eye and a dip in your hip, but don't slip. I wanna hit it on the mothership. I'm Funktastic. I'm Funktastic. So now give me 5 on the back inside. You better buckle up, baby, cause it's time to rock. I'm Funktastic. I'm Funktastic.
I'm still pimpalicious, my whole team vicious. Bunch of rowdy cats with one bad bitch. Studio tripping, trying to get these tracks out. Up on the downstroke, pull the funk stash out. Now bring your mash out, making every booty shake. Coming up with clever lyrics, thinking what the pussy say. Sugar for the day away, Ohio play away. Dr. Funkenstein blowing minds like I'm Isaac Hayes. Take you off a layaway, put you in the shopping cart. Funk is in the building, on the one popping off, and I'm funkin' rockin' y'all. Just for the bunk of it, still one nation. So come and get a chunk of it.
Put a shot in your eye and a dip in your hip, but don't slip. I wanna hit it on the mothership. I'm Funktastic. I'm Funktastic. So now give me 5 on the back inside. You better buckle up, baby, cause it's time to ride. I'm Funktastic. I'm Funktastic.
Tear the roof off, the mother sucker. I'ma blow the doors off, make it so hot. Watch all the sweat pour off, wipe a little more off. Here, use my towel, baby. Nothing like the right show with the right ladies. Big pimpin' crazy like Bumpy and Jay-Z. R.I.P. the Pimp C is just so amazing. Legally gazing, craving all the nice ones, funkin' incredible. Fellas want the white one, here for the night, son. Off to the next town, new funk movement, spreading all the love around. People wanna come around, get up on the good foot, get your groove on, work the bone, that's a good look.
Put a shot in your eye and a dip in your hip, but don't slip. I wanna hit it on the mothership. I'm Funktastic. I'm Funktastic. So now give me 5 on the back inside. You better buckle up, baby, cause it's time to rock. I'm Funktastic.
Funktastic. Put a shot in your eye and dip in your hip. Let them skip, I wanna hear you. Mothership. Funktastic. Funktastic. So loud, give it five on the back inside. You better buckle up, baby, cause it's time to rock. Funktastic. Funktastic.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get into that song in a little bit, but that was awesome. I don't know if you see me back here dancing. Like I couldn't stay in my seat. That was Funktastic. Oh wait, my camera's not on. Here we go.
That was groovy.
Yeah, that was all about the groove.
That was groovy.
All about the groove. Like I said, Chuck Treese is an amazing drummer and producer. He's actually the one that did the drumming on Queen of the Wobble. Dave Ivory produced that, and Dave Ivory produced this. He did a lot of all my live Supreme and the No Experience stuff that was actually dubbed Supreme and the No Experience was done by Chuck Treese and David Ivory. So it was good to get us back together after like 10 years and come out with Funktastic. And the next one that we got coming out is called Shoot Your Shot. Now you talk about a record that's going to make you dance. I don't even know what genre of music this next single is going to be. It's called, I don't even know what it's called. Like that's okay. What we do is what we call funk rock, hip hop, and to crunch it up in one word, we say funk hop. Like it's a funk rock, hip hop blend. And it's
I gotta write that one down.
It's funk hop liberation.
Yeah, that sounds like a new one.
Yeah. So this one is really in the key of funk hop music. Like it's funk, hip hop, rock, soul, all rolled up into one. Like my whole movement is the funk hop liberation, like the freedom of this new genre, like that needs to be freed, and that's what the next record, which is called Shoot Your Shot. So look out for that. The video is gonna be crazy. The song is crazy. Like it's like slowly becoming one of my favorite songs that I've ever done, and it's crazy that it's pretty much the last record that I've done. Like your last record is like, oh, this gonna be the one. Like I hope this ain't my swan song or nothing like that. Because that's where it's like dubbed to be. Like it's gonna go. Like this Funktastic is really much John the Baptist to the coming of Jesus. Because this Funktastic is everything to me, but it's just making room for Shoot Your Shot and the subject matter of this new material.
So it's the prequel,
right? And the subject matter is racy. It's kind of like Queen of the Wobble, which is clean but sexy. Funktastic.
That's what I was going to say. With that song, that was clean sexy. You found this. Funk has a sexiness to it. You tapped right into it.
And it can be nasty. And it can be nasty. It can be downright stanky, nasty, and funky. But I think this funk that I do
that was nice, classy, clean.
Like, very clean. Like I put my lady in the video, and that's the first time she's been in a video, like as far as like co-starring, or because usually we have other models or whatever. But I want her in it because I know I'm not gonna be doing nothing dirty or something that has to be sexified. Like
it's
this
like
is
what
me
you
and
said
her
about
having
Marvin
fun in the
Gaye.
studio. Right.
It's like what you said about Marvin Gaye. It's that classy, sexy sound.
Yeah, that classy, sexy sound. Yep.
And to include your woman into that, I'm sure, like, she was feeling, like, on that pedestal and in heaven. Like, that's, you did your job.
It definitely, and like I said,
lift her up, lift your queen.
Like, I don't want to be a part of your videos or whatever. But this one, she was like, oh my God. And then when she seen it, because I had the vision of what we were going to be like, I was like, we just going to be like, we just so into each other and the song is so hot. It's just the video is gonna ooze off the video, and it oozes off, and it not nasty, but very clean.
No, fun.
I do have to ask.
It was fun.
Exactly.
And I do have to ask, how much did that necklace weigh? Like that would have pulled me down. How much does that weigh?
I'm not even sure. Like I call this the head. Like I got one, the original one I got, and I just fell in love with Pyrite as a stone. Yeah. I used to wear all kind of Jesus pieces. I was everybody's hip hop. I had diamonds and platinum, silver and gold, and I wore it all.
Pyrite's heavy.
but when my girl told me about, I met this guy named Brother Amun, and he hand raps and makes these. Him and his student do these. I guess called raps. Okay. And they know every stone, but he told me to pick a stone, so I picked the pyrite. So everything I get is pyrite. So you would think all he make for me is pyrite. I got a pyrite ring, pyrite bracelet, pyrite chain, right? But this one is made by his student, and this one is Stone Temple Pilot, and this thing is heavy. So I got the smaller one I call the tooth chipper, and that's the one if you get too close, I can swing it and I can definitely get a tooth missing. But this right here, this is what I call Big Bertha. This is the head splitter. So this got to be at least one, I'd say about 3 to 4 pounds.
Yeah. I was like, my Lord.
and I got to wear, and this is
and you were wearing it. No, but that's got to hit your chest the way you were moving around there. So it had to be hitting and hurting after a while. Nothing every day. And I had this jewelry for years, and every day is a brand new compliment for the chain or the stone, or they want to know what stone is it. I've had some of the most expensive jewelry on my neck with the diamonds that shine in Jesus' eyes, and I've never got as many compliments as I've gotten with this holistic jewelry that I wear. And it says it gives off good energy and brings back good energy and keeps bad stuff away. So I said, okay, we'll rock it. But I just love the way it shines. It turn on, them lights turn on, it be bing, bing, bing. Let that thing shine, Jack.
And sometimes they can amplify your energy.
Oh my God. And the funny thing, and the kids say, it's just a rock. And I'll be like, and I said, the funny thing, I say it is a rock. You can find it on a train track. It's called fool's gold. People thought that this was real gold in the 40s, in the gold rush days, and they would come with a finger pyrite that they found. I guess that's how they got the term fool's gold. But anyway, at this point, it's mine. It's original. I'm like probably the only rapper that has this type of jewelry. So I just like being original. I like everybody's wearing chains and diamonds and crosses. I want to wear this, and you'll remember me because everybody gonna want to. Oh, let me see it. Is it heavy?
I had to ask.
Great act. It was great, and you're not the first one. And sometimes I'll be like, "Yo, this is a little too much. I gotta take this off."
Better make you slouch.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that because as I was watching the video and I see you jumping around and it hitting your chest, and I'm like, my God, how did he get bruised?
And the funny thing is, so heavy. It's so heavy that it stabilizes itself. I mean, it's not going to go but so far because it is heavy,
So let me ask, what about the song Rise and Grind? Where did that one come from? Because I seen that was by Milkboy, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's Milkboy, the famous studio that a lot of Atlantic artists and a lot of pop artists recorded songs there. What happened was I won an open mic competition, a citywide open mic competition, and it was for a recording deal with Milkboy. And I won the whole thing, a whole recording deal and publishing deal with Milkboy. And you know, was only obligated to do one song or whatever. But we actually went in there and did 7, and we released 3. So we released Swing for the Fences and Rise and Grind and Paper Chase. But Rise and Grind was already done. They had it done. And it was like they was looking for, it was something that they was looking to give to somebody. And they was like, this might be right up your alley because you do that funky stuff. And they had the girls singing in it and everything. They, yeah. And I said, let me take it home. And I took it home. And for some reason, Old Dirty Bastard was on my mind because he got this one line. That's my favorite artist. And he got this one line. And he's like, gotta get up and be somebody. And I was like, get up, be somebody. And I was like, Rise and Grind. And so I was like, this is a very uplifting, powerful song. So I wrote the verse because I was feeling like, I just felt like today was a great day. Like the sun shining just right. My kids is doing good. Everybody's doing, my family is great. I was like, so everybody should feel like this. You should wake up in the morning every day, want to get out in this world, no matter how negative or positive or whatever you want to feel about it, and just be somebody. Like everybody's somebody. Then of course the Jesse Jackson, I am somebody. And that came on the fly because, we shot the video at a show. So that part, I was like, I got to do something in this middle part. So I was like, say, I am somebody. And that's from the famous Jesse Jackson.
Yep.
And also the call and response from, I think it was Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. I'm like, I am somebody. You know what I mean? So, and I'm like, this is play on words. So it was like, yo, this is perfect. That song was what they called a perfect storm because everything was done. And my man Rich went in there and did a couple touch-ups to make it a little bit funkier for me. Mm-hmm. And Milkboy, Tommy Joyner, and Cody, I can't pronounce his last name because it's like Polish, Cichowski. But they did, Cody and Tommy did a great job coming up with that track. And that's one of my big records that came out of the Milkboy deal. So, that was dope.
Yeah, and when you have artists that come at you like that and say, we think you'll be the right one for this song, that goes back to what you were talking about. Like, you're doing something right when peers come at you like that, and like you're the one who make this. You're the one.
Like, we're not gonna give this, and they got Little Uzi Vert. Like, I recorded those records at Milkboy at the same time. Little Uzi Vert was like the #1 rapper in the world at that time. And he was like, my daughters love Little Uzi Vert. So that's their Run DMC or whatever. So to be able to bring my oldest daughter to the studio while he was there and see him, like, this is a world phenomenon. It blew her mind. So even though he was asleep, but she still was.
My dad's so cool.
Yeah, she loved the fact that she can look at the couch and be like, that's Little Uzi Vert. Sleep. But just the fact that he had all these people that come, the plaques on the wall in Milkboy, because them songs come. That's where the Roots recorded, and those plaques come from Larry Gold's old studio, who was like the master of the strings, who put the strings on all the everything classic that you heard with some beautiful strings. They usually have to send it to Philadelphia for Larry Gold to do it. So this is Larry Gold's old studio. So this thing got plaques, so gold and platinum plaques all over for the last 30 years of gold. And you could have called anybody for this song. And you was like, I think you'd be the perfect person for this song right here. And it was like lightning in a bottle. And like I said, the last two videos called Funktastic, and this video was shot by my artist that I work with named Leese B. And she's a dope rapper. And she shot, I tell her what I wanted to be. And she takes what I wanted to be and put it on a whole nother level. Man, I just been working with good people. Like, the promotion behind it was in management. Like, these kids was like, yo, put the record in my hand. I'm going to help you blow it up. And they helped blow it up. So it was just like lightning in a bottle. Like I said,
everything happening for a reason.
Everything, and it's the song at this point. Rise and Grind is the song that's getting me all these great gigs, and it's a perfect opening for the return of the Supreme and New Experience, because they want live music again. So they like, are y'all going to be playing songs like Rise and Grind? Like, oh yeah, that's one of our songs.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. And that song, I think, opened the door for Funktastic, because I'm trying to slide out of the hip hop thing of the tracks and me and the tracks and me and my family is associated with Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I mean? Like, we are affiliates of Wu-Tang Clan, 144,000 chosen few under the Wu-Tang umbrella. But I don't want to be known as a rap artist. I don't even want to be known as Supreem Da Rezarekta anymore. I want to be known as Supreme from Supreme and the New Experience. Like, I want to be the guy in the band from this point on. Moving forward, of course, it's not going to happen overnight. But I just want to be, and these songs are helping me get there because it's that loud sound, that funk sound, and different. And that's not even like an average funk record, but they thought that it was right for me, and so far, so good.
I think they thought right.
I hope I proved them right,
Well, let's go ahead. Let's check out Rise and Grind, shall we?
Yeah, let's check that out. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. We're going to check out Rise and Grind. You can find this on YouTube and Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Amazon, Tidal, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Ooh, yes.
Everywhere. You see that? Additional information. Here you go. Here's the last name you couldn't pronounce.
Cody Kowalski.
There you go.
Cichowski. There you go.
I did my homework.
You're Cody Cichowski.
Yes. So you can see this is all taken care of, directed by Leese B for Third Eye Films.
My girl.
So make sure you guys go ahead, like, share, subscribe. Let's do it.
Yeah, time to get up. Yeah. Get up and be somebody. Get up and be somebody. Yeah. Rise and shine, everybody. Yeah. Get out and be somebody. Get out and be somebody. It's been a minute since I felt this way. When the stars lined up, things going my way. Like the sun came out so the kid could play. It's been dark for a while, but I smiled each day. Puts the work in when I wanted to say, to hell with it all, but to God I pray. Give me the strength to stay strong today. To stay 10 toes down, don't bend the break. Don't fall victim to the storm of fate. Be untouchable like an armor plate. No weapon force should ever harm my faith. I was put in this place to be strong and great. No negativity can stall my case. Nothing you can throw would ever scar my face. I fight every day to run a righteous race and hit the finish line at a lightning pace. Rise and grind, a new day to shine, a brand new 24 to lead the past behind. Get up and be somebody. Get up and be somebody. Rise and grind, a new day to shine, a brand new 24 to lead the past behind. Get up and be somebody. Get up and be somebody. Rise and grind, a new day to shine, a brand new 24 to lead the past behind. Get up and be somebody. Get up and be somebody. Rise and grind, a new day to shine, a brand new 24 to lead the past behind. Get up and be somebody. Get up and be somebody. Yeah. Every once in a while, we all wake up in a funk. But you know what I'm saying? We better get the funk out the way. They say funk, funk it. We gonna get up, get out, and be somebody. Rise and grind, a new day to shine, a brand new 24 to lead the past behind. Get up and be somebody. Get up and be somebody. Rise and grind, a new day to shine, a brand new 24 to lead the past behind. Get up and be somebody. Get up and be somebody. Rise and grind, a new day to shine, a brand new 24 to lead the past behind. Get up and be somebody. Get up and be somebody. Rise and grind, a new day to shine, a brand new 24 to lead the past behind. Get up and be somebody.
Somebody, get up and be somebody. You are somebody. Say I am somebody. Somebody. Say I am somebody. Somebody. I am somebody. Somebody.
Love.
Wow,
Make sure you go subscribe.
Yo, that's crazy. You know, this came out last year. But just looking at it again, it's like looking at it for the first time. Like, yo, we had so much fun that night. And that was the album release party that we shot the video at. Because I wanted it to be me live on stage with a nice crowd. I wanted to be outside around and say, yo, she just took it to the next level. I was like, this is incredible.
Well, again, the video was as fun as the song.
You're very
that had me bouncing right within.
It's like I got a precedent, man. If the video ain't popping, like if the song is great, the video gotta be just as great. You know what I mean? The video gotta be just as moving, and at least you can get the video. Like you don't really, I like the song, but the video sucks. I don't never want that to happen.
Yeah, and that's a feel good song. You want it to feel. You want it to look good
and
to feel good.
Look and feel good. Exactly. 100%.
Yeah, beautiful message. Beautiful message.
And great.
That was a beautiful song. It was a great message. And the video, like even like reaching out and just being kind.
Oh man, respect.
Gorgeous.
Respect is don't treat. My thing now is treat people like you want to be treated. If you really don't want to be, if you don't want to be shot, don't shoot nobody. If you don't want to be slapped, don't slap nobody. You know, nobody wants their you and your lady don't want to be arguing over crazy stuff. So don't argue with your lady over crazy. Like seriously, if people just not thinking about that, they like, I got to do what I want to do. Because when it hit me, I got to react. But if you're going to react, if you take 2 seconds and say, okay, I'm about to snap and I'm about to do something really dumb. Now, would I want that dumb thing done to me? And most likely the answer would be, no, I wouldn't want that done to me. Let me go ahead and not do that. But that's where the devil can make a fool out you in 2 seconds.
And the other thing is, we all know that 2 wrongs don't make it right. So just because somebody else wants to be ugly, just go ahead and show them love.
And there's nothing wrong with if you do make a mistake and show an ugly side, because we are human.
Yes.
Apologize.
Yes.
Every beef, every street beef, every teacher-student beef, every brother-sister beef every friend beef could be solved with a conversation. You let 30 years pass between you and somebody that you considered your best friend pass without speaking because you didn't have one conversation. And that conversation, it could have went left, it could have went right. But at the same time, you know where each other stand. Maybe it's not meant for you to be together as friends, but you still respect each other to leave each other alone. But not to know, like, my best friend could still be my best friend. All he had to say was sorry. And all I had to say was, I accept your apology. No hard feelings, let bygone be bygone. Throw the heart up, like, yo, man.
Yeah.
If you love somebody you really love somebody, like, how can you really not accept an apology?
Exactly.
And the apology is not when you apologize to someone or you forgive somebody. It's not, the forgiveness is not, because we're the gods and we're raising them out of their funk of being bad to us. It's like, yo, that's freeing me. Yeah. I'm over it, and that's freeing me. So I'm done. I'm good. I want you to have a successful, happy life, but you can have it over there. My grandmother's famous word is, feed them with a long handled spoon. Meaning, I'm gonna feed you because you're hungry. But you ain't got to eat so close to me. Because every time you get close to me, something happens.
Yeah.
So, or something right. But if I feed you with a long-handled spoon, you're going to still get fed, and I'm still helping you out, but you over there, and I'm over here, and we safe from each other. So, I don't know. Grandma,
I think I like that advice from your grandma.
Oh,
so I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to use that.
She's not here anymore, but I'm sure she want everybody to use all her slogans, because I told my daughter the other day, I said, like, my mom used to tell me, you take care of you. Like, when you go out there, because everybody want to worry about what somebody else. Yeah. We too busy trying to worry about somebody else's business. Like, take care of yourself first. You know what I mean? Take care of yourself. And then you're going to be somebody to be able to take care and help other people. But if two broken people, Ray Charles can't lead Stevie Wonder around. So, you know what I mean? Yes. The blind can't lead the blind, man. You know what I mean?
And to go off of what you were saying, to grow from a mistake makes it not so much a mistake.
It's a human. We all right. We ain't perfect.
Yeah, if you grow from your mistakes, they're not bad mistakes. They're just things that you have to get through. Yes, lessons.
Your mistake. Like I was reading something that's like a fail. It's just the first attempt at trying, or something like that was a good one. It was like
first attempt in learning.
Yeah, the first attempt at learning. Like, you can't have a testimony without a test. So we got to go through these storms and tests and trials and tribulations, so we can come out on the other side and help somebody avoid it, or help you to go through it with great speed and style. Like, we some things we just gotta go through. Some things we gotta go through heartache. Yeah. We gotta go through mourning. We gotta go through these things. But at the same time, we can still rise and grind and get up and get out and be somebody. Don't let these obstacles stop you from being somebody and being something that's a part of this earth. That I want to be someone, like, my goal was to be remembered and loved as much as Muhammad Ali was. I don't know if anybody got that much love from everybody. Where this man, I think the closest thing to that was like Jesus and Snoop Dogg. Like, this Snoop Dogg can't go nowhere without being recognized and loved. It's one thing to be recognized, but to be recognized and loved. And that was definitely Muhammad Ali. I was like, I want to be that type of famous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, you get that chance as an artist. I mean, you are leading by example.
I'm praying.
The way
you're praying every day. Praying every day that I'm doing.
And you're
the right
swinging for the
there.
fences.
Oh my God, that's the first Milkboy song that we recorded. Like when we first went in the studio, already done. The Whoa Whoa Whoas was already in it, and it was like, "Can you do something to this?" And I think at this point, I think they're challenging because they heard my Queen of the Wobble, they heard all my popular records that I'd done before that studio, so they were like, "Let's give this guy every record that we couldn't even sell, give away, or we don't think that these artists, let's test them." And it was testing me, and I was just like knocking them out the park. And then I was just like, I felt like that first song made me feel like I was really swinging for the fences. Like I want this song, which is going to be our first song, I want this to be a home run grand slam. And then
I want that ball to go through your windshield.
I want the ball from the park, yep. And I want you to know it's from me, because I'm going to sign it. and the thing was, after saying that, and the baseball references, the metaphor is, go for whatever you go for it to the fullest. Like, don't let nothing stop you. Definitely don't let yourself stop you, because, our minds can be our worst enemies. Our minds and negative thoughts, and I can't. And one thing my early on producer, Dr. Shock, who's like my big brother, he used to say, can't, won't, don't, do not exist in the studio. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we held to that, I held it to this day. There's nothing I can't do. At least I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a shot.
Now you just said can't.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we slip. Sometimes we slip. But I definitely will give it a try. I would give it my all. I would do my best at it. And if it doesn't get to the level that I thought it should have went to, or anybody expected, you can't say I didn't try. Nothing beat a dare but a try, something like that. You know what I mean?
But in the same token, you didn't try, you did.
I did. But this song, I think I got my grand slam hit.
Well, then let's go ahead and check out your slide into home plate, shall we? Swing for the fences.
We was walking. We did so good. We was strutting down all the bases. We ain't had to run. We strutted home with this.
Swing for the Fences you can find on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Tidal, Twitter, Beyond the Sky Media as well, Instagram. You can find it everywhere. And let's see here. I believe there's some additional information as well. This is also produced by Milkboy and DJ CL Smooth, mixed and mastered. Joyner at Milkboy the Studio, additional mastering Richard A. Waller, Smack House Studios. Video director was Toon Dallas. Am I saying that right? Hope so. If not, I apologize. You know me. Let's go ahead. Let's swing for the fences. Yay! Home run. Here I come. Strutting.
All right, come on, Preem. One last time. Let's swing for the fences.
Nothing I wanted that I haven't got. Yeah, I kept on when people said stop. Counting me up when I went to the top. Never a dummy, I'm small like a fox. If I do holes, I'm picking the lock. I figured it out, don't give me no clout. I did it for me and my people can vouch. Why would I follow them people who not when they don't have a clue what this is about? It's bigger than us, it's hiding out. You better be ready when taking the route. Open your eyes, no time to pout. Pushing through pain, that's ready to go. I'm here to help you cross like a scout. By pushing out positive words from my mouth. Back in the day, I was cussing them out. Now when I pray, I be humping them out. Been praying for haters and stressing you out. Think of the blessings you bringing about. Like bringing the rain, the strain, and drought. Straight in the backs of people that slouch. Faith and love will help you shout. Swing for the fence, keep knocking them out. Now shout. I'm staying alive. Now stay on the grind. The trophy is mine. Just stay on the grind. And let it divide. Just stay on the prize. I will survive.
Oh, unmute the Ange. That was the first one that she showed me of yours, and I'll tell you, I was hooked right from the beginning.
Oh wow! Like I said, that was shot like right after the pandemic. Like the Milkboy deal was all the songs recorded, like I guess around February, and then February of I guess what was it, 2020? February 2020, right before the lockdown.
Yep.
And then we hit the lockdown, and then I had these records done, and I'm like, we got to put them out. So I was like, all right. I guess things started calming down. Well, we got out of lockdown. We didn't really get out of the COVID thing until like recently, right? So 2020, I was like, I'm gonna get a shirt to say "Faith over Fear." We're not gonna fear this. We're not gonna fear this. We're gonna shoot this dope video, and we had our references of the hand sanitizer. Like we still being safe. We being smart. But we're gonna not. It was like kind of a message to COVID too. Like, yo, we swinging for the fences to get back to the real. Like, we're gonna fight for our lives to get back to normal. And I never thought that. I expected to see where we at now earlier. I expected to see where we were at like 2020, but 2020, unfortunately, we were like teetering. Like, okay, are we out? Are we out or not? But I made the video like, well, as far as I'm concerned, we out. And that's when I think I went on tour. Like the record came out, we went on tour. You know what I mean? Like we went to Atlanta. We went to this was like right before the vaccine came out, and that's what actually the vaccines came out. I guess around a little bit when we got back from Atlanta, because I was like, yo, we gonna need some vaccines, because the people in the down south, they were like. It was just normal. Like down south, we were wearing masks. I hated the masks, but we were wearing masks going in the convenience stores, wearing masks going in the clubs, honoring the 6 feet. And they were just like, hey, what's up? Like they were living down south from I would say from the Carolinas to Atlanta. Like COVID didn't never exist. I mean, people was walking in the stores with no mask. You might not see the worker wearing a mask. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody in New Southern. We were like, oh my God, these people trying to die. But then I was like, yo, let's not let our fear get a hold of us. Whatever they said, that's when they were like, hey, vaccinate. So everybody was like, yo, you're doing a lot of traveling. You need to vaccinate. So I was like, I'm going to vaccinate. So I got the vaccination. And then I felt comfortable going to Indiana. And then, because our brother Judah Priest took me and Leese B on tour with him. And we went to Indiana, Colorado, Denver, Colorado Springs, Nebraska, rocking. And
how long was the tour?
It was pretty much the whole, after we did, I think Rise and Grind, we just did Rise and Grind in July. That was the release party. And because remember, Swing for the Fences was done, I guess, in earlier, before summer began, May. And then Rise and Grind came out in July. And we had like a paper chase in between that. But I went on tour right after that. And we went to Atlanta, started the summer of 2020. You know what I mean? So we went on tour for the whole summer. We got back September, and then I had a coming home party, like a return from tour show, that kind of matched what we did before we left in July. I guess around in November, and that was awesome. That was a great 2021 was a great year. Yeah. Yeah. Great year.
And you got to connect with your family too that way, because everybody wasn't, saying, I got work as an excuse.
Right. Right. Everybody, and then, like I said, it was a lot of Zoom, we did a lot to break out. Only thing that's what I thought we had the band together. We had a young drummer. I thought we had it. And I was like, okay, me, a DJ, and a drummer. I said, okay, we got it. But then he didn't work out. And the guy, actually, who is the drummer now, who's a family member, he was around during all that time when I was looking for a drummer. And he was a little church drummer. I guess he didn't think he was good enough to play with his big cousin. And I was like, one day I just took him to the open mic. I said, look, I'm bored. We got to get something going. So just get on the drums, and I'm going to go ahead and play. I'm going to just rap to whatever you play. And next thing you know, I turn my head. I'm like, this kid can play the drums. I was like, yo, why you didn't tell me you was that good? He was like, well, you've been with me 3 years, and we know we needed a drummer. So
sometimes it's intimidating though to go to another family member and be like, hey, can I jam with you? Yeah.
Yo, I told him, I said, you better than me. Because if I knew I played as good as he played, when that boy that we did have went to the bathroom, I just got on the drum set and said, yo, check me out. But he played his part because he was like my DJ's assistant and CL Smooth's assistant, and he was trying to get into the DJ world. And I'm like, man, you ain't no damn DJ. You the drummer now. And that's when I was like, I got it. And then when my original DJ, Exotic D, hold on. When my original DJ came back, and it's a brand new look. It's 2 DJs, a drummer, and a rapper. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, this is gonna be incredible, and it's getting ready to be an incredible, supreme, and new experience.
And then you get to break his heart one time when he messes up in rehearsal or practice. You'd be like, man, you're holding the beat for all of us.
I'm so at this point, he got carte blanche. Like, I'm so grateful because that was my missing piece. I got a DJ. I got 2 DJs that I can alternate if I need them together. I need them apart, whatever. I got a DJ that's always going to be there, and I know he's going to be there. We done rehearse. We rehearsed with the first drummer. I kind of got a glimpse of what it would look like with that. And
that's all right. So, you got it.
It's all right. And these people calling me. I'm like, I'm busy, man. Anyway, but I learned though, you got to send them straight to voicemail because if you try to disconnect, you would mess up the whole Zoom. And so I've learned. So we might get interrupted. But when I hit you the voicemail, that means say your message, I'll holler back at you. But so seeing it, what I think it could be, and then our first show was maybe 2-3 weeks ago, as all of us together. And the DJ, I didn't plan on having both the DJs on stage. I was going to have one just play some music, and the DJ that performs with me will perform with me. But they both was like, yo, we want to work together. I'm like, I want to work together? And it's like 2 DJs playing. So we not only got my catalog to play of, God knows how I can do 2 hours. I could do a 2-hour show with all my songs, right? That's me. And then we got the 80 million records and sounds and different genres of music that they could pull up on their DJ with records. And then you add the drummer, he could do whatever he want to do. When I want that funky break, but just stop the music. And he goes to there mute. And me and his name is Sunshine. And me and Sunshine just going back and forth, and it's perfect. So I'm like, Lord, it took a long time to get here, but I'm so glad to get here, and I can't wait till these gigs just start flooding in. But we got 3 good ones.
And you were also blessed because what you were looking for was closer than the spoon. Like, yeah. Like this guy, there.
He's outside right now. Like this. Like we are literally. I see him at least 5 days a week. Oh, now we work out together. It. That's my cousin. He's married to my cousin. I love it. Like, he's my cousin by marriage, but they've been married for 4 years. 4, 5 years. So this guy's he's been with me. And the funny
that's
thing,
practically blood.
That's family.
She's the one that made us think like, oh, why don't you take him? Yeah, I kind of got, as I got older, I kind of enjoyed my freedom of being by myself, because when I was younger, I had to have my posse, my boys. We went everywhere. We had a bunch of people with us. So as a grown man, I usually go to places by myself. I show up at a show by myself and meet everybody there. And she was like, "Why don't you take him with you?" And I'd be like, "Well, I don't want nobody with me." I mean, not that I don't dislike the guy, but I don't know him. I don't, that's your husband. And then next thing you know, I said, "All right, let him come." He's the nicest guy in the world. And next thing you know, we together every day. I bring him to the studio. He's with me every day. And he's hearing me say, yo, this band would be awesome if we just had a drummer. This band would be awesome if we just had a drummer. This band would be awesome if we just had a drummer. Yeah. He never said he didn't play drums. I guess he didn't think he was good enough to play with me.
He just never said anything.
And I was like, yo, but when he played on drums, and like, yo, when I say everybody, like, maybe I'm bugging. Like, maybe it's me. Maybe I just want a drummer so bad. I think this guy is like the next Stubblefield or whatever. But everybody like, yo, the Dave Ivory, who was very hard on drummers at the show, was like, yo, where did you get him from? I was like, he only trusts 3 drummers. Like, if you're gonna make a record and you have a band, your drummer have to be at least as good as his 3 favorite drummers for you to be on that record. Like, you can play the record live, but to make the record, I'm gonna need my guys to make it. But this guy, that's how hard he is on drummers. But he went backstage even to give him a thumbs up, like, yo, you are killing it. He's like, yo, this guy can play. And people are listening at the shows or the clips of the shows like, yo, he was great. And then people that was in the audience was like, yo, he was doing it. I was like, I made the right pick. And like I said,
and drums definitely are playing a big part in your sound. Like,
right,
natural sounding drums. You have a natural drum sound to your beats.
Exactly.
I can't wait to hear this new album now. You've got me all psyched.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I'm waiting to hear the new album. Like, I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to hear because next up is supposed to be a Supreem Da Rezarekta EP or album. Like, we got songs in the can that's been waiting to be recorded for my solo. Finally, my solo, because I haven't had a record out solo. I had plenty of singles. But the EP or album haven't been out since 2015. So this is going to be the big record for Supreem Da Rezarekta. And I'm like, forget that record. This is the Supreem Da Experience record. But we probably going to have to follow order. Like I said, this will be my last hoorah. Ask me. But I'm looking forward to being one of the band and making the music, because the DJs produce. They and then they do the scratching and the cutting and Dave works well with them. Dave Ivory works well with them. Chuck Treese works well with these guys, and they can create the guitars and the bass and the keyboards. But my guys will be there. And Sunshine will probably be doing a lot of the drumming on the record. And me and him, we bought, like, as soon as I found out he could play drums, I bought it. We and him went half on an electric kit. So we got our own kit that we could practice on. Me and Sunshine, me and him practice a lot of days by ourselves before we even get with the group. Like, tonight is band practice, so we're gonna have the big band practice tonight with everybody. Nice. But it's a great journey. I'm excited again. like I feel like I did when I first started rapping. Like I feel
isn't it
that
beautiful?
I feel that excitement again. Like, yo, I can't wait till you see what we got, world.
It really is like being young again, you know, like that first time you do something.
And when you go ahead and you do get that album out and you like, as soon as it gets uploaded, like, you better be sending me a message to be like, it's there, Ange, seriously. Yes, you do.
We had not existed of knowing each other before. Thank God for Miss Carmen Bryant.
Yes.
I had no idea that you existed, or that a beautiful presence of a person is in the earth. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty. I mean, we all are.
She shares the creative love.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know this. I didn't know we didn't know each other. Literally, we didn't know each other. We talked on the phone for the first time last week, and set this up for this week. Now you got a friend for life because I love your vibe. I love your energy. And you telling me from day one, like, I really like your music and a positive message. And it's very rare to see 100% positive people. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, they're great on camera. Camera go off, they go back to being like, at least regular, maybe not miserable, but like this turns on. I've seen personalities, radio personalities throughout my career, and TV personalities. That camera come on, they be like, hey, how you doing, guys? And we got and
as soon as they're off, there's somebody different.
Hey, yo, where my coffee? Who got this? Did they leave yet? You know what I mean? And I've seen it. And I'll be like, wow, that's crazy. But
well, you didn't steal my coffee, right?
No.
Oh, okay, we're good then.
But you seem like you are on it at all times. Cause I'm like, yo, we just having a conversation. I know if she brings whatever this phone call is that we are having to her show, this is gonna be amazing. Then like I said, I looked up the show. I looked up I told you I wanted to make sure I was looking up the right person. I'm like, this woman is amazing. So you have an eye in me, and I have an eye in you. And I'm praying that we definitely go ahead and the next record we definitely gonna get it. Yeah, hopefully we get another interview. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And speaking of, I was looking through your songs too, and I seen Queen of the Wobble, and that's me. I am Queen Wobble. Since I was little on up, my dad used to call me that because no matter what was laying around, they could just gone ahead, get a glass of ice water, brought it over. Here I come waltzing into the room, and boom, it's knocked over. It could be like nowhere near me, and I will knock it over. So, yes, me Queen Wobble.
That's awesome. That's crazy. That's incredible. But you
have to tell me where this song came about.
Well, we had this, like I said, I'm not afraid to go into any genre or of music. So, line dancing was really big. And they had the song, the Wobble Baby, Wobble Baby. And my mind is like, what if a rapper that barely can dance, which I was talking about myself, like fall in love with a line dancer that can really do the Queen of the Wobble, like, they can do the wobble dance really well. And I'm really trying to impress this girl because I'm not a part of the line dance where I'm a rapper, I'm a two left feet or whatever. And what if a rapper fell in love with a line dancer? And then came along Queen of the Wobble, and how this rapper, which was with me from that song, trying to woo this line dancer that can dance very well. And like I said, the video tells it all. The video shows the rapper trying to woo the line dancer, which we got Burnett, who was like the queen of line dancing in Philadelphia. And she made up a new dance called the Wobble Supreme, because there's a line dance to this record. There's a lot of things going on for this record. This record has been around the country several times, and kids from little kids to grown people will party to it, and ladies just go crazy when they hear it. So it was like a miracle record, another lightning in the bottle. Chuck Treese, David Ivory, myself, and boom, that's when Supreme Experience was just beginning. So that was the beginning of what I wanted the band to be. Like I said, I was looking for a Parliament Funkadelic. So I was looking for a 12-piece band, which I had, and you'll see later, I'm sure.
Actually, I seen you had a 13-piece band, if I count, if it was correct.
At one point, it was 13 people on stage, and I loved it. But one thing about a 13-piece band, you cannot pay everybody until you are making 13-piece band money. Do not put a 13-piece band together.
It's a beautiful sound, though, when you can get it.
It was the best. It was the best. But like I said, when you got 13-piece band and doing a $200 gig, does not make sense.
Truth.
Does not make sense. And so this was the beginning of that band that Dave and like I said, Kevin Frank from Silver Tide helped me put together. And we put together a dope band and some great backup singers. Like we had the best of the best in Philadelphia as a part of this band. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we had a great, we need a stable of musicians that, okay, if this guitar player couldn't play, we can call this guitar player. If this drummer couldn't play, we call this drummer. If this keyboard couldn't play, we got until we had a good gel of people that we really could depend on. But that only could last for so long, which hence made me go solo back to the hip hop rapper thing until I got my perfect band, which is what I got now. But Queen of the Wobble was the beginning of me wanting to be right after the Resurrect and right into Supreme and the New Experience. And this was our songs that we created. One of them was Queen of the Wobble. And like I said, to this day, if I don't play Queen of the Wobble, it's going to be a problem. And the crowd will tell me, hey, you forgot one song.
Don't forget that one.
Don't forget that song.
Now you met Queen Wobble.
And I met Queen Wobble.
But I wobble like all over, not just in the butt. I wobble all over.
Now that was just coincidence. Like that's how you know that. That's how you know.
It was meant to be. Sharing the love.
Meant to be.
We're going to go ahead, check out Queen of the Wobble. You can check that on YouTube. New line dance song with hip-hop sensibilities, intertwined with a hint of go-go, accompanied by a foot-friendly dance entitled The Wobble Supreme. I'm Queen Wobble here, and this is available on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, dance instructional. You even got a dance video in here included. That is awesome. Check it out, guys. Guys, check it out. Yes. If you want more information about this project or you want to look into Supreme and the New Experience, go ahead. You can check out and contact Mr. Waller III of Fanwave Media, 888-231-9431 or pr.media@fanwavemedia.com. You can go ahead and reach out to Supreme and the New Experience on supremeandthenewexperience.com, facebook.com/Supreme and the New Experience, twitter.com/Supreme and the New Experience, Instagram, there's a couple of them, Supreme and the New Experience, and Supreme MDR. Music in the video, make sure you go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. Here we go. Yay!
Things change in the morning. Things change in the night time.
Yeah. Come on. Hey. Away, yeah. Away, yeah. Yeah. Away, yeah. Here we go. Come on. Well, you the queen of the wobble and I like your shake. Well, you the queen of the wobble and I like your shake. Well, you the queen of the wobble and I like your shake. Hey, I like your shake. Come on, I like your shake. Well, you the queen of the wobble and I like your shake. Well, you the queen of the wobble and I like your shake. Well, you the queen of the wobble and I like your shake. Hey, I like your shake. Come on, I like your shake. Whoa, your pretty toes hanging out of your flip-flops. Bad banging body, baby girl, you get props. The queen of the shake, meet the king of funk rock. Making hot records that'll make your rump drop. Your bubble so big like a shot with Botox. Wobble so fast like your body's a robot. Move it all around, let me see that thing pop. Back it up, baby, let it go like slingshots. The queen queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. Come on, I like your shit. Hey, I like your shit. Queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. Come on, I like your shit. Hey, I like your shit. I'm trying to holler cause you caught my eye, boo. Dancing all hot and I'm right behind you. Hey, you like the grind? Well, I like the grind too. Wiggling and wobbling, your body's designed to. Work it out, baby, where the heck they find you? After the dance, I'ma make your mind, boo. Winding down and have a real good time too. Ain't a lot of cats that can do it like I do. Queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. Come on, I like your shit. Hey, I like your shit. Queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. Hey, I like your shit. Come on, I like your shit. Come on, shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it on up. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it on up. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it on up. Shake, shake it, shake, shake, shake it on up. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it on up. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it on up. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it on up. Shake, 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 shake it on up. Me and you, girl, got the dance floor so hot. You got it going on, show enough to show shot. Whole house freeze when you shake your toe. If we was on the ship, you would make that boat rock. Full speed ahead, not looking for roadblocks. I'ma hit hard like making a donut. Whip your hips, wobble, wobble, you don't stop. People all around like you was the dope spot. Queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. Hey, I like your shit. I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. You the queen of the wobble and I like your shit. Hey, I like your shit. I like your shit. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it, come on. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it, come on. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it, come on. Shake, 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 shake it, come on. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it, come on. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it, come on. Shake, shake it like it's hot. Shake it, come on. Shake, shake, get on the page.
I love it. I was walking back here. You see, I had my
the crown on. He was killing it.
Yeah, I think I just learned how to wobble.
I love it.
I still don't know how to do the dance. It got a dance named after me. I got to see somebody do it for me to do it. Like, it's not like, oh, let's do that Wobble Supreme. I'll be like, oh, Lord.
Hey, for two left feet, you got groove.
Yeah, I learned it. I learned it for that video, and it was funny because I just watching that video, just seeing how young I try to put my kids in a lot of the videos I've done. My children are in them, and just to see my 15-year-old who's about to be a sophomore in high school as this little itty bitty girl, and my daughter's second year in college is this. Probably a little young. Oh, this is at least about 10 years ago. So everything is like the 15-year-old was what, 5, and the 20-year-old was 10. It's like
little.
Wow, little. I'm like, what kind of cute little they were. And then the concept of the video, it still cracks me up. Like,
I love how the guy took you outside.
Yeah, like I'm trying to get this girl the way I know how to get girls, and it's like, no, the best way to get her is learn how to dance. And they had in the line dance instruction, who actually that's the team DBLT that actually made up the dance. And they in the video they got to show me how to do the dance and show me how to do. That's how you get the girl. So of course at party night, I know how to do the dance. And I get the girl, and of course my fabulous band, Supreme Da New Experience, is playing in the background. It was just a perfect.
Oh, the band looked fantastic. I love that trumpet.
Oh, we had horns.
Absolutely beautiful.
And the guy Lamont Caldwell and Matt Cappy did the horns for Queen of the Wobble, and you know they play for Jill Scott, and like Matt Cappy's on Worldwide. Awesome trumpeter. Like Dave has I think I know musicians, but Dave has a plethora of musicians that his musician pool runs at least 30 to 40 years.
Oh, that's an awesome resource to have.
Oh my God. So he's like, we're not gonna have any horn. We're gonna call Matt Cappy. We're not gonna have any Congo player. We're gonna call Blondie. And I'm looking like, who in the hell is this? Like, where are you digging these people up at? And they show up.
But horns work really great with your sound. I mean, you know, that old school funk sound, brass was a big part of it.
Gotta have a horn. And my dream on that was always everybody wanted to have the Earth, Wind, and Fire horns.
Yeah.
So I want my records to give you the feeling of the Earth, Wind, and Fire horn section. And so far so good. We winning. We winning. The Funktastic is crazy with that horn sound, that eerie horn sound. We on the road. We're moving in the direction that we want to move into. So I guess
you're bringing it back in a beautiful way.
Supreem and the Supreem Da Rezarekta record is going to be great. Thank God we got a Supreem Da Rezarekta, but that Supreem and New Experience record is going to be amazing. You know, amazing. I got the chill. I got a chill.
Love it.
Can't wait.
All right, you got to tell me about Gotta Look Up.
Yeah, another positive one. Same thing. I don't know. I'm starting to think I'm a broken record about positivity.
No. That's a good thing, though.
That's a great be a broken record for that. Like
my theme has lit, and I haven't really realized it because I haven't seen all my videos back to back in so long. So to see that theme of Gotta Look Up, it's just biblical. It's like you can't please God without faith, and you got to keep your head up. You got to look up. To get down is the dance. Like you want to get down and dance. You want to get down and be a part of what society and America is doing. You better look up to get some wisdom.
Well, I like
some insight.
I like how you make it an analogy. Like when you were talking about swinging for the fence, the whole message there was you can swing harder with your faith, and I picked right up on that.
You're the smart one.
I love it. It is so true.
Hey, I told you you're awesome first. No.
You gotta get the man upstairs to give you the wisdom so you can survive down here. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole message and metaphor.
Yeah, and appreciate the relationship.
Appreciate the relationship. Everything, prayer first, have faith, put God first. That's my motto. Have faith, pray often, and put everything God first. I feel that's the formula for survival. Yeah. And that's what
and let it breathe through you creatively.
Right. And that's another one that the band actually recorded as Supreem and the New Experience from the original, I call it the OG lineup, like the original band with the Matt Cappy on horns and you know what I'm saying? Like Chuck Treese on the drums and just that original band that Dave put together to make this record, which made me have to go out and get a band that bad to play live. You know what I'm saying? But
I love it. Let's go ahead. Let's check out Gotta Look Up. This is available on YouTube. This is the second single. On the EP, you have to Pimpalicious, right? Did I say that right? Pimpalicious on Flexatone Records.
Yeah, and funny, this is the return of Supreem. The Flexatone record is Dave's label, so the Funktastic is the return of Supreem and the New Experience or Supreem on Flexatone. So 10 years, but we back.
All right, cast is back. Let's go ahead. Let's check it out.
I wanna ride. Heads up. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. Get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. Get down. The world world cold, but it ain't all bad. Trying to get your piece of the pie. A lot of struggle for a little success, so don't ask me the reason why. The hardest part is to keep your cash when you make it to the top. But you gotta keep doing the do because you know this world don't stop. Anything in the world you get, best believe you gon' work hard. And anything that you're not sure of, just give that part to God. Because you gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. Get down, get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. Get down, get down. A lot of times people fall behind because they give up way too soon. And then when order to become a star, you gotta shoot for the moon. And when life brings drama, people keep your head up high. Don't hate on what the next man got, keep reaching for the sky. You don't know what they went through, what it took to get them there. It might be too much for you, we all got our cross to bear. Because you gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. Get down, get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. Get down, get down.
I took the sky. They go further.
Not in this fight.
There's no need for you to look down. Keep your hand out the gutter.
I know the world is falling down.
That's how we as a people can drown.
But together we can rise as one. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. Get down, get down. Y'all just gonna understand that the road I took was mine. We all ain't got to be the same, but I believe we all can shine. So please let me be me and make sure that you do you. And I'ma try to do the best I can to keep the negative from my crew. And make sure my people feel me when I ride that beat. My skills will pay the bills. Make sure my daughters eat because you gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. Get down, get down. Cause you gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. Get down, get down. Cause you gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. You gotta look up to get down. Get down, get down.
That was awesome.
That's some great storytelling.
You know,
Yeah.
and the other thing is, I think the message that you're also giving in that message is don't be too quick to judge.
Right. Yeah.
You don't know what anybody else is going through, you know, having to feed your family, you know, having to survive.
Everybody got to go through it. You're not immune to giving somebody a little sympathy because it can, everybody's what they say, paycheck away from being homeless. So, anything can happen. I mean, we just seen where a whole pandemic came and rocked the whole world. So you can't judge what the next person got to do. Everybody got to look up to that, whether you doing well and great or whether you at the bottom, because you never know where your help come from. You don't know where your blessing gonna come from. So it was a good song. And then I had all the band members in there in the video, and once again looking at those three little babies, and I'm like, them little girls, they some big women now. You know what I mean?
They grow up
when you look back, and
they
so where did the time go?
So you see that when I was striving to be a good father and keep my kids involved in what I was doing, it all paid off, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, this is nostalgic, but like I said, that, and then I'm thinking like, damn, there was some really good records.
Well, that was a nice one to show off your low tone. Like your baritone really shines in that one.
And that's the one that actually is the same inspiration. Because like I said, same producers, Dave Ivory, Chuck Treese. That's the same thing they was trying to pull out of me in Funktastic. Low, go low, lower than you usually are. You're not as excited. You're just serious. You're very serious. And I need to capture that. And because I used to get on stage. And
your producers are really good at recognizing, your strengths and your sound, because they go right for it.
And they put me right where I need to be. Because on stage, I used to go really ham and be like, gotta look up again. And I roll
it's natural.
And he was like, yo, when you sing that on stage, you got to sing it like you sing the record. So even like now, I got from them beating that into me 10 years ago with that song, that particular one song made me a better performer for Funktastic now. Like I could sit Funktastic live on stage, dead on key, without going left or right or leaving my low baritone voice. But it was hell trying to make me do that with Gotta Look. Because every record I do is exciting. I'm the party man. I'm the king of the wild. If we're going to have a sad song, we're going to make it happy. But sometimes you got to make a sad song when you're live with it. Make it just as sad as it is on the record, as it is on stage. Right. That's what get the people's emotion going. So I had to learn.
Feel it.
I got it.
Yeah, and the drums had to have helped a lot with getting that tone, because that one had a really nice driving drum beat with the little congos behind it, and kind of like Beastie Boys-ish, that kind of groove from the 80s.
Exactly. That's stone, whatever you call it, with that stone temple drum. It was just like a dark drum, like not no driving forward. It was like pulled back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The downbeat.
Well, it went really good with the melody. Gotta look up to get down. Like it carried the groove. And
those three records like that, funk and Gotta Look Up to Get Down, Queen of the Wobble. Before I had them written, and I had the melodies, and I had the little bridges that like the keep your. I wrote that. And I wrote it with a singing mama in mind. Like, I want this singing, beautiful voice that said, keep your mind. You know what I'm saying? And I bought these songs to Chuck Treese with nothing. And all he did was me and him by ourselves, went downstairs and he played drums to it. And he created that beat for that song. And all we had was me rapping and that drum. And then like I said, we took it to Dave and got the magic.
And then magic.
We got the magic with all the keys and the horn and all that.
Well, I love the way you arrange your vocal parts in all of these songs is exceptional.
Yeah, and that's all. And that learned from Dave too, because early on when he started working with my second band, the Resurrect. This is before we just thought we just 2 or 3 verses, a hook, and we got the song. But he was like, no, you got to build the song. You got to build it. And he taught me then, before I became the Supreme solo. But in the Resurrect, I learned that, especially with the band, because that Resurrect was a band, 4-piece, bass, guitar, drum, and me. And we got to build the song. You don't come on, you give it a little one chorus, and then we'll take it, maybe stretch it a little bit for the second with one chorus and not the double. We don't double the chorus until after the bridge. After the bridge, we'll go big with it, because now the song is at the height and we need the bridge to go big. And I was like, this is really how you make a record? Like, that's how you really make a song? So from that day on, everything been about building the song. Like in the Resurrect, as songwriters grew, because everything we did after that, we building the song. And then when me and Dave get back together for this Supreme and the New Experience stuff, I'm like, let's build this record. And he trusts me as far as my writing to know that I'm going to be in the right place. So when he's ready to do his producing, he knows I'm going to land exactly where he wants me to land.
Yeah, he's got to love working with your tracks. That's some great material to work with.
And Chuck Treese is just a genius on drums. He's just a genius. It's patterns in that Gotta Look Up to Get Down that drummers cannot duplicate to this day, because it's like ghost notes and different things he's doing. It's like, what in the hell? you clearly know someone played this and it's not a sample, but how did he do it? And I'm like, I don't tell him what to play. he don't tell me what to say. And it works. And it works.
Oh, it's nice when you got, you know, musical partners like that, where you could just fall back and you know you're going to get caught.
And I trust whatever they're going to do at the end is going to be good. Going to be good. Yeah.
It's all good so far. Very good.
I'm impressed.
It is, and I can't wait till the next album.
Whoever this guy is you got on this show tonight is a genius.
He is. He's awesome.
But I recognize musical genius. You got some.
I'll show you who he is. It is Supreem Da Rezarekta.
There you go.
There you are. Yes. All right. So you gotta tell me about that funk, because you just brought up that song a little while ago.
Yeah, that was pretty much the first ever venture outside of my bands, because I was always a part of a 4-piece. Simple and Supreme was 3 dynamite musicians and me as a rapper. We were together for about 2 years. And the Resurrect, we were together for about 8 years. So I was always a part of a band. I was 25% at all time. So this was the first time that I got to be, I'm the 100 and I'm the band leader. This is my band, I'm Supreme, and this is the new experience. And this is how the new experience is going to go. And all I seen was after this record was made, they told me, you can't come up with a 4-piece band. This song has horns in it. This song has a DJ going on off of it. This song got keys in it. This song, and I'm like, this song got 3 backup singers. You got a bridge that 3 backup singers need to sing. And I'm saying like, well, how the hell am I putting all this together? But I did it. And when I did it, and we seen what it looked like on stage, and our first show was the World Cafe, because that was the only stage big enough to hold us. You know what I'm saying? Like that
nice.
First, like where that video was shot at was our first show, and they just shot the video of the show. And Kevin Frank was amazing, filling in on drums. Because like I said, Chuck Treese made the record, but Kevin Frank, who was an amazing drummer for Silver Tide, filled in. So I always had a bad drummer, man. Even Richard Waller, the name you keep saying. Richard Waller is a bad drummer. He filled in for a lot of the shows for me. But like I said, sunshine is the future. And,
bring on the sunshine.
Yeah, sunshine is the future. And we gonna I'll tell you, it's getting ready to go down. It's getting ready to go down. But so that was the first inception of Supreme and the New Experience. That was probably the first record that we actually That's the one that had the Matt Cappy, 14 years old, who is now my DJ for Supreme and the New Experience now. We're along with CL Smooth and Sunshine. Like this is full circle. This video right here is going to be full circle to everything that I dreamt in 2012, and it's full circle in 2022, what I'm doing now. So seeing it as a dream that we thought was going to be the reality, which it didn't become that reality, knowing that we kept pushing though. Because it could have been like, well, scrap it. It's over. Supreme Da Rezarekta for life. Friends gonna come back. All I need was a drummer.
You had one right in front of you. He just didn't admit it. Well, I have to ask. I know this last song.
The seed has to grow into a tree.
I know that this last song.
Yeah, and he showed his loyalty. He showed his loyalty, just being down without being like, yo, can I play the drums for you? Can I play the drums for you? That would have got my nerve.
Right.
I had to find him by accident. So I appreciate him. I appreciate everything. How it happened, I appreciate everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Including my cousin for making him hang out with me. And I didn't really want him to hang out. We're not saying I didn't like him, but I appreciate her for actually having the insight to say, hey, man, take my husband out with you for the day. And I'm like, God damn, I don't want this man. I don't know this guy. And now he my right-hand man. But that was genius. That was God. All God.
Love.
All God.
That is.
All God.
That
all
is.
God. Yep.
Well, I know you were saying that this funk song, that funk, took you full circle. I hope that we took you a full circle here from all the way from the start. Now I've got to ask, I know you keep saying this is going to be the last one, but it's not really, right?
No.
Okay. You're starting to scare me there. You said it quite a few times, and I really want to hear this next album, and you've really teased me now. So
no, I think it's gonna be the last. Prayerfully, if it worked out the way I wanted it to work out, it'll be the last Supreem Da Rezarekta record. But
gotcha. It'll be a complete new level on the Supreem.
Yeah, I want to make Supreem a new experience to make records for. I want us to be like how Earth, Wind & Fire is still together with the original members, and the Whispers are still touring with the original members. We just said my man's in them, Aerosmith with the original members. Oh my God! Oh God!
Run DMC.
Run DMC. Mick Jagger, there you go.
Mick Jagger.
Oh, the Rolling Stones, yeah.
Rolling Stones are rolling.
Going forever.
And going forever, including like you see. I just want that same vibe with Supreem and the No Experience, and I declare it because they say what you say. The power of the tongue is everything. So that's what I want, and I don't want to. I just want Supreem Da Rezarekta to be the front man for Supreem and the No Experience. And I want that to be our legacy moving forward. So seeing where it came from, especially that funk, because that funk, all I wanted to do was imitate James Brown with. I just wanted to see if James Brown and George Clinton made a record together, and I was the birth for that. And that's what we got with that funk. You know what I mean?
Nice. We touched a couple uterine walls tonight. If you want to go ahead and you want to check out Supreem and the New Experience, which you better, he will be coming very, very soon.
It's about to be
Philadelphia.
You're about to get sick of me.
Nah, we need more. That's right. Check it out. More. At the IPA. Also, you can tune in to see him September 21st, 2022 as Wake Up, Rise Up with Live for Peace. Go ahead, we're all putting a lot of work into this, and I know he's going to be amazing. So make sure you guys tune in. It'll be all over. Share the love. Be kind. Yay. We'll see you there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, this is absolutely amazing. Definitely thank you. Wake Up, Rise Up. If you have not gone ahead to the website yet, wakeup-live-4peace.org. You can go ahead and you can sign up there. Right. Now that I've shared all of that information.
That's going to be my birthday present because my birthday, I like either performing or releasing records on my birthday. So my birthday is September 15th. So Rising Wake Up will be my birthday gift for from my musical everything. That'll be everything, and that'll be probably you will see Supreem and the New Experience in its full form and get what I'm getting at. Like, I see why, I understand that. You know what I'm saying?
That's going to be a gift to all of us.
Right,
yes.
World to see.
So I know the 15th. I know where I'm going.
Yeah, World Peace Day, and that's going to be everybody going to see that. We're going to party.
That's right. We're going to have lots of fun.
Party for peace and love. Peace, unity, love, and happiness.
Yes. That's right. That's right. So you guys better go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. We're going to go ahead. We're going to close out the show tonight with that funk. Jemal, do you have anything else you'd like to say to anyone out there or those young kids that are tuning in, that are listening and say, hey, I could use a little bit of advice?
Oh, man, I would say follow your dream. And if you do get it, if you're blessed enough to have a vision of what you want to do early on in life, go for it to the fullest. Learn all about it. Do not let anyone deter you from left or right of your vision and your dream, because that is a download from God to you and your brain for you to go forward. And you can easily be strayed from that or distracted from that but do not be distracted from what you believe, whether it's basketball, football, mathematics, engineering, music. Be the best at it. Like I'm a testimony of 30 years of dedication. I never took a break. I never took a year off. I'm record after record after record after record, group after group after group after group, until I get it the way I wanted to get it. And I think I'm here, but you never know. But just never give up. Keep swinging for the fences. Rise and grind and get up and get out and be somebody. Make a mark. Use your brain. Respect one another as you want people to respect you. Think first before you move. Pray first before you move. And always surround yourself around like-minded people that's going to push you to your destiny. And you will not fail. I promise you. All those things seem like a lot, but it's not. It's a way of life at this point once you start living it, and you will not fail at all.
Well, fail is first attempt in learning, right? So you can't fail.
You can't fail. The only thing you can do is keep learning.
And we can't say can't, so how do we fix that? All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to close out with that.
You will not fail. You will not fail.
There you go.
There it is. Go ahead, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Here is that funk.
There's something staking here. There's something staking here. There's something staking here. What you fucking for y'all? There's something staking here. There's something staking here. There's something staking here. What you fucking for y'all?
That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk.
If you wanna clap your hands back off the wall and do your dance, that funk. Ain't no messing around, you know how it go when you hear that sound, that funk. All the guys and girls, let's take a trip to a funky world, that funk. You won't leave the same once you hear the music inside your brain.
That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk.
It's time getting, yeah, from first to fifth, getting hot in here, that funk. We ain't trying to stop, get the funk rolling all around, go loud, that funk. When it's in the air, scream out loud and say, oh yeah, that funk. From head to toe, mix with your blood and it starts to flow.
That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk.
There's something stinking here. There's something stinking here. There's something stinking here. What you fucking for y'all? There's something stinking here. There's something stinking here. There's something stinking here. What you fucking for y'all?
In the morning, in the night, when you fucking do it right, it's okay and that's alright. All in that funk is out of sight. What you get is what you want. Little bits will make you jump. In your heart it starts to pump. That's when you know you got that funk. That old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk, that old funk and nothing but the funk. That funk.
We ain't finished yet. Take off your clothes when you start to sweat. That funk. No time to pause. When you get done, ring out your drawers. That funk. When you go all night, have a good time. No need to fight. That funk. You got to make it last. Move to the front and shake your ass. There's something stinking here. There's something stinking here. There's something stinking here. What you fucking for y'all? There's something stinking here. There's something stinking here. There's something stinking here. What you fucking for y'all?
funk. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I hope you go ahead, like, share, and subscribe.
Please.
See you later.